So the other day I was at the gym like I normally am, and it was back day that day. And I had done all of my exercises, every single one of them, except for one. I need to use the lat pull down machine. So here I am, staring at the lat pull mountain machine from the distance. I hate to be the person who's just standing behind the person, just waiting like, okay, I need to get that machine. So I'm standing back, doing the rest of my exercises while I'm waiting for this one person to finish. And they've been there for like 30, 45 minutes now. And I'm like, okay, I just need to get that one machine and then my whole workout is done and I can move on with my day. And so finally, after like 45 minutes of this person just sitting there at the machine, they get up, they wipe down the thing, and they leave. So I walk over there, I sit down, and I start to do my exercises. And immediately as I start doing it, I see a group of people staring at my machine. Now, mind you, there is an identical machine across from me that another person's been sitting there for quite some time. And the people who have been watching me sat down and start doing my reps are watching my machine. They're not looking at the other person's, they're looking at my machine. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I just got here. But I say, you know what? I don't want other people to have to deal with what I had to deal with. So let me just try and get this done as fast as possible. So I'm checking my heart rate. I'm going as quick as possible between my sets so that I don't have to have long rest periods. And in less than 5 minutes, I am done with the machine. I get up and they immediately sit down and start using the machine. And that's a sort of meaningless experience. Whatever. Happens to me every single day. But I constantly feel like I am willing to put aside my own comfort, my own needs, so that other people don't have to go through the things that I have to go through. I have been waiting for that machine for 45 minutes, and I only used it for less than 5 minutes, less than the amount of time that I need to get the full amount of what I needed from that workout. But I do this constantly. When I go into the bathroom, I try and keep it as clean as when I went in. I'll even go as far as to clean up other people's messes just to make sure that people don't have to deal with what I had to deal with. When I eat at a dinner table, I wipe down the table or all the places that I touched or my food may have touched, so the next person who sits down at the table doesn't have to deal with the mess of the food that was there. When I lived in a shared kitchen, people would just leave their dishes there and I would just end up washing them because I didn't want other people to have to deal with having to use a sink that was completely dirty or to have an unsanitary environment in order for them to cook. So I'd wipe down the stove, clean the dishes, wipe the floor, just to make sure that everything was going to be perfectly nice for other people to use. But I guess that brings up the question that I'm so willing to do these little things that no one will ever know about. But why aren't other people willing to do the same for me? It seems like when I want to use the bathroom, it's filthy. When I sit down at the dinner table, it's dirty. When I want to use the sink, it's completely filled with trash and dirty dishes. And when I am the one who talks in class, I'm the one who gets called out. When I stand in the hallway in a specific corner with my friend to go talk about something in a place where it doesn't disturb anybody, I'm the one who gets told off. And it just seems like I'm always the one who's held to the standard that I set to myself, but other people are not held to that same standard. And why should people hold other people to that standard? Why should I hold people to that standard? I mean, it's not even just that there are no people who live up to the standards that I would hope that people would live up to. That's not true at all. In fact, there's probably a majority of people who live up to that standard. But it's that small percentage of people that make all of those little concessions. And it's not even just that they make these concessions where they don't live up to the standards that I hold for them. It's more that it's not that they're just complacent with the environment that they're in. It's that they're actively building and they're actively acting on the environment, making it a little bit worse. And that seems strange to me because they're not even doing it out of malicious intent. I can't even blame them. I can't even say like, oh, this is your fault. I can't blame them for like not being able to read my mind that I think that the bathroom should be clean and that you should pee in the toilet and not next to it, or that you should not use the gym machine for an hour when other people need to use it. I mean, why should people think that? It's not that they do it out of malicious intent. It's just out of pure negligence and that they haven't thought about it. And so I can't blame them for not thinking about it. So there's no point in me even getting upset that, oh, these people aren't doing it. And when you think about it, why should they? Why should they should even care? Why should I expect that people think that there's a certain level of competency that you need to be going about into the world? Why should they believe that cleanliness is like a requirement that people should have? Why should they believe that people should be considerate of what other people need? Why would I believe that? I mean, it's ridiculous if you really think about it. I'm serious. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous to believe that people should have these things in mind as they go about their daily life. It is so much easier to go about life if you simply just don't care. Like, if you just don't care, you just do what you need to do, and you don't think about how your body, your impact on the environment affects other people. If you don't think about that, life is so much easier. And I don't know why I care. I mean, why should I care? I feel like the fact that I care means that I'm constantly considering how my actions are affecting other people. And that makes my life definitely harder. And it makes me fail at it every single day, and then makes me upset that I fail at it and I have to consider doing better in the future. I mean, that's a lot of work, and I don't know why I should ever expect that. I don't know why I even do it. But that's not true. Yeah, I do know why I do it. I do it because I know it's the right thing to do. I live by a certain moral code that is dictated by my beliefs and my faith. And I believe this is a good thing, because if I were to live by no moral code, that's like living on a cliff, like a cliff of life with no fences. And one day, through my random walk through life, I may just take one wrong step. That's all it takes, one wrong step, and I start falling and falling and falling. And by the time I stop, it's too late. I think oftentimes people think that dogma and having faith and moral beliefs is stupid, and that we should dictate what is right and wrong ourselves and to figure those things out. But if I had to think about if every decision I made fit into my moral code that I come up with on the day that's spontaneous to me, I would just end up living an abhorrent life. And so I choose to have faith and to believe, because that way it dictates, it guides me like a North Star towards what I know is right. And what is shown to me is the right way to do. And that means that I have to care about how my actions impact other people. And I should actively try and make people's lives just a little bit better, even if no one ever notices. And so I guess by my own standards, that means that I have to care, and that I have to continue doing it, even if no one ever does it for me. And even if it never comes back around to me. And so I'll continue cleaning up people's messes. I'll continue to speed through my sets so people can get access to gym machines. I will continue to wipe down the tables. I'll continue to help other people out, drop everything just to help another person out. I'll continue to do all of those things because I know that it's the right thing to do. And I used to ask myself the question, is it too much? Is it too much to ask for other people to do those little things that make people's lives a little bit better? Is it too much? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. Because it's even too much for me to ask of myself. So how can I ask that of other people? But I know even if it is too much to ask for myself, I should do it. And I'll do it because I know it's right. And I'll do it because I know that I would want the same done for me. And I'll continue to do it, even if it never is. So, that's pretty much all I have to say for this one. Maybe you guys take something from that. Just a little bit of ramble that I had to go on because I was getting a little bit frustrated, but I think it was good to think about that. So, that's pretty much it. See you later. Bye.
All right, so I just wanted to make a quick update on the video I just made. I was editing it, but today when I went to the gym, I actually had the complete reverse situation happen to me where I wanted to use a machine and someone actually let me go use it. So just goes to show that there are plenty of people that do live up to the standards that I guess I would think we have as a society, but at the same time, there are also people who don't. Just wanted to add that on the end just as a positive note, because I'm not trying to say that every person is just going about the world making everybody's life harder. I mean, that's obviously not the case, but I do think that sometimes it can feel that way. So that's all I had to add on. All right, bye.